1,000 lies have made me colder, and I don't think I can look at this the same. But all the miles that separate, they disappear now when I'm dreaming of your face. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. And tonight, it's only you and me. The miles just keep rolling as the people leave their way to say hello. I've heard this life is overrated, but I hope that it gets better as we go. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. And tonight, girl, it's only you and me. Everything I know, and anywhere I go, it gets hard, but it won't take away my love.
I wonder how our buddy Sea-Dog feels about that. He's not a bad coach, but it is kind of out of left field. You know what I mean? Yeah, and they've only lost 2 games this year, Luke.
Without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. And tonight, girl, it's only you and me.
I agree that Norvell should be the ACC Coach of the Year. He probably won't get it, though. Dude from Duke will probably get it. Your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes. Give me reason to feel this I see almost 30 of you in here. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. There's only 5 likes. That's unacceptable. I'm gonna start the show in just a second, but I'd appreciate if you hit the like for your boy. You know the deal. YouTube cares, not me. If I cared if people liked me or not, I wouldn't be on YouTube. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to the Midday Show. Yes, the Midday Show. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. till typically around 1 p.m., depending on what's going on. 3 days a week, every week of the year. Well, with the exception of a few weeks, maybe I'm on vacation or, I'm not able to do a show, whatever. You get the point. We do have a lot of new eyeballs on the channel over the past 72 hours. One of the perks, because you always have to find the bright side of things, right? One of the perks of being a highly ranked team or a team that a lot of people have eyeballs on that wins a lot, losing, especially to a team like South Carolina, it brings people to your channel. Misery loves company. So we got a lot of new subscribers over the past 72 hours. Well, a lot for me. I don't know. I know there's guys out there, if they get a couple hundred subscribers in a day, that it doesn't faze them. Well, it does me. So there you are. Welcome all you new people. I hope you stick around, especially the Gamecock people. But anyway, yeah, so, well, we'll look at it here. Well, the regular season's over now, so, we got championship week, we got bowl season, and we got the playoffs. So there's still plenty of football left, don't get me wrong, but obviously the game streams are going to be a little bit different, less organized, and more erratic. But I'm still going to continue to do game streams. I'll be game streaming, obviously, the Clemson and North Carolina ACC championship game this week. I'll have to look at the times. I don't know what time they're going to be. Oh, yeah, the other thing is, well, this is unfortunate, but I'll make it up to the members. So I have a birthday. My mom's birthday is this week. She's turning 81, I think. So we got people coming from out of town. We're going to take her out to dinner and, do the whole birthday thing with my mom. And guess what? It's on Saturday. Yeah, I know. I was a little bit perturbed by that too, but what am I going to do? It's my mom's birthday. She's old. I love my mom. I'm going to not show up. So, but my family is aware of the Clemson ACC championship game looming on Saturday. So we're going to try to work our birthday celebration with my mom around the games if we can. Have they set the game times yet? I don't know if somebody might know. I'm hoping it's at 8 o'clock, because then what we're going to do is we're just going to go take her out to dinner and have her little birthday party, earlier in the day. And then I can be home in time to stream the Clemson ACC championship game. But if it's earlier in the day, I think that the way that it is at 8. Thank God. Yes. All right. So that's the plan. So I won't be able to stream whatever the 4 o'clock game is. I think that the championship games, they do at 4 and 8, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember from years past. So unfortunately, I won't be able to stream anything during the afternoon for the members. But I'll definitely make it up to the members as far as the bowl season goes. Because I plan on streaming a lot of bowl games. A lot. As many as I possibly can, with my life schedule and my kids and everything. And so I'll make several of those just for the members and not for the live. And I'll do some for the live audience too. But anyway, so there you go. Everything else stays the same throughout the year. Monday, 10 p.m., the Lunch Money Show with me and Uncle Lou. That's on his channel if you're new here. Just subscribe to Uncle Lou if you know who he is already. If you don't, it's very easy to find him. Just type in Uncle Lou. So we'll be doing that tonight at 10 and every Monday. And, of course, the call-in shows. For now, will remain the same at Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. You notice I said for now. I've been doing that show at Wednesday and Friday at 10 p.m. for years. But I'm not going to get into all that right now. That's still the set schedule. Okay. What we're going to do today is something a little bit different. I mentioned this last week about it's been a while since I've gone on and responded to comments. I actually thought about doing an uploaded video about this, but I'll just do it on the ACC show. Why not? That way, every time I do a respond to the comments video, upload it, I get accused of cherry picking comments so that I can make people look bad. Look, if I'm featuring your comment on the comments, you're making yourself look bad. That's the reason I'm reading it. But you'll see in real time me read these comments, okay? We'll go and look at them from some of the previous videos. It's always great to read the comments following a loss, following trash talking. Did that make sense? 2 plus 2 is 8. Minus 9 is 20. It's always good to read the comments following a loss, following trash talking. Yeah, that made sense to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Lots of big upsets or not upsets. Lots of big changes going on right now with the coaches and everything. I just read about the Tulane coach this morning, possibly going to Georgia Tech. Obviously, Luke Fickell to Wisconsin. A little bit surprised, but I get it. Makes sense. Who else do we have? Oh yeah, Matt Rule to Nebraska. Who's the next one? Who's the next big one? I don't know. Marcus Satterfield to Nebraska as offensive coordinator. Did that already happen? Yeah, that's right. All the teams suck and the U is bad. Well, anyway, we'll look at the comments. I also want to look at the bowl pick'em real quick. Yeah, see, I'm still getting comments on my videos. I can't wait to look at the comments. I forgot what I was going to say now. Let's look at the chat real quick. Oh yeah, we're going to look at the comments. I'm also want to look at the bowl, not the bowl pick'em, the college football pick'em. It's over. It was just for the regular season, and so we'll see who won that. I haven't looked at it yet, so I don't know, but I'll pull it up. Then after that, we'll do the comments. Then after that, we'll open up the StreamYard. Anyone who wants to come on and give me a lashing for the Taterman loss at home to South Carolina, feel free. Feel free. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And right now, they're fortifying an insane asylum all around that Clemson football facility. Losing doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Nobody wins every game. Nobody wins their in-state rival every single year. Nobody goes to the playoffs every year. Nobody wins their conference every year. I mean, I got to go down the list of things that nobody does every year, every single year. That doesn't bother me. But this whole stick your head in the sand and let's pretend like it's nothing to see here bullshit is infuriating. And I'm frankly sick of it. Well, we'll talk about that. Listen, there's plenty to talk about as far as Clemson's concerned. Let's see who's in the chat. What's up, everybody? Is there a gentleman's agreement that the rivalry game exists in an abstract universe unrelated to the regular season? Yes. Rack Dog is here. Kevron Harris, Noel Squad, Luke Walker, Jeremy Garrettson, Wahoo Brad. He says that would be a bad hire for Georgia Tech. Yeah, I know. I haven't really had time to really think about it. It does seem, well, I don't know. I don't know what kind of, what kind of name can Georgia Tech really draw right now? Like, what's their options? The Tulane coach might be their best option for all we know. You know, we don't know. Everyone knows until they don't. Zona Tucson 93, Slim Shady Canes. Traveling Fools is yo, 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 yo. Tiger Paw Craven, what's up, buddy? Chance-tastic. I bet Chance-tastic is fantastic. Amazing and fantastic, even. If I had to guess, with a name like that. Vic 2 Productions, what's up, Vic? Brendan Pratt. We got here Corey Williams. Kirby should win the SEC Coach of the Year every season. Well, damn. Did I say Brandon again? It's definitely Brandon. Wilkie, what's up? Pete is the GOAT of AM shows. Well, I don't know about that, but thank you, I guess. Is this technically an AM show? I guess half of it's in the AM. This is what they call, well, I don't know. What's the term in radio? You got the morning drive, you got the afternoon drive. I don't know what this is called. Is it midday? Is it the midday show? Chunky D33. Neo is here. Neo, I heard something about you. I got a bone to pick with you, Neo. I know you don't like George, but stop hiding him on my channel, please. As a matter of fact, please don't hide anybody on my channel. I'll do that. Timing people out, no problem. But anyway, I didn't take your mod away or anything. I'm just letting you know, please don't hide George anymore. Or hide him from the channel. Mayhem Matthew. Hugh Freeze to Auburn. Yeah, there's a lot of smoke around that. That's very possible. The Real McCoy. Billy Cole. Colby. True Seminole. Man, look at all you fine people showing up this morning. JT Brown. Hey, Pete. Love the show. Go Tigers. Tough loss. Yeah, man. It's again, here's the thing. I hate, when I say I hate with a passion. And I have very, very little respect for people that do this. Because me being in the position that I'm in, you know, I've been doing this a long time now. I try to tell people this all the time. Some people just discovered me last month, and so they think I've only been doing this shit for a month or something. I don't know. This ain't my first rodeo. I hear this all the time being in the position that I'm in. Every time Clemson has an opponent that they beat, especially in a big game, whether it's the rivalry game against South Carolina every year, or a highly ranked win during the regular season, or the ACC championship, or definitely in the postseason, bowl game or playoff situation. Clemson goes out and beat a team, and you hear every fucking excuse under the sun. It's really embarrassing. And it's not that we coached bad, we played bad, none of that. It's all the refs. We gave you the game, the refs. It's 99% of the time it's the refs. I don't want to be caught dead doing that after a loss. If you're blaming losses on the refs, you already lost. You already lost. So it's embarrassing when people do that, but a lot of people do it. So I don't make excuses when Clemson. I don't say it's refs. It's the team's fault. In this situation in particular, it's Dabo Swinney's fault because he's the head coach. And it's Brandon Streeter's fault because he's leading the offense. Now, there's some debate that Dabo Swinney wasn't really... Dabo Swinney didn't really think that Brandon Streeter was ready to take over sole play calling duties as his first year as offensive coordinator. And so they're kind of doing it together. I don't know if any of that's true. I do know that I've seen Dabo Swinney a lot on the sidelines this year, yakking his jaw into that headset like he normally doesn't do. And he's got a big-ass play sheet in front of him, which that's not always the case either. So it wouldn't surprise me. But if that is true, that Dabo Swinney is in some way, shape, or form helping call plays because he doesn't trust Brandon Streeter to do it on his own, then he shouldn't have been fucking hired in the first place. You know? If you own a plumbing company or you manage a plumbing company, whatever, would you hire a guy who can't fix a leaky sink? So now you got to do it because you don't trust him to do it right? Or do you hire a guy that knows how to fix a sink? Gee, I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, it's very frustrating to watch what's going on. And, you know, you can't complain about anything Clemson does if you're a Clemson fan because people go, oh, he's like a spoiled little brat. Look at him crying. You ain't happy with 10 wins, man? Jesus Christ, you guys are so delusional. I never said I wasn't happy with 10 wins. Never, ever, ever did I say that. If you guys just want to continue to suck off this coaching staff when they're embarrassing themselves, Clemson should be undefeated in the ACC right now. Clemson should have beat Notre Dame. Clemson should have beat South Carolina. Clemson should be 12-0 right now. That's not just because I'm a Clemson fan. Just look at who they played. Yeah, who have they played? Yeah, who have they played? They played a bunch of inferior teams and struggled all year, especially offensively. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. When you look at the recruiting rankings over the past 10 years between Clemson and every single other team in the ACC, there's a giant gap. A giant gap. Why are you guys getting me mad? It's too early for this shit. What time is it? Show over yet? What, am I still reading names here? Yeah, cheers to the chat and that. Clemson coaches pissed me off, Peete, 2022. Well, and then if you watch I mentioned this on my State of the Fan deal. If you saw the post game presser with Brandon Streeter, talk about embarrassing. He acted like that. I think it was David Hood, who's one of the reporters that covers Clemson. I think it was David Hood that asked him, he said, tough game, obviously didn't go well offensively. Did you ever think about making a change at quarterback? He got all mad and started snapping at him, blaming other people, pretending like DJ didn't play like shit. Did these people know that this is broadcast for everybody around the world to see, that you can't just say that somebody played good when we know that they didn't? He's like, DJ's not the only one making mistakes. Yeah, no shit, you are. Starts throwing the receivers under the bus. God almighty. He blamed everybody except for himself. Everybody. What's up, J. Roddy? Calm down, Pete. This is supposed to be fun. Well, it is fun. This is fun for me. Unless I'm a messed up individual, sir. All right? Oh, shit. All right, let's look at some of these comments. You think I'm mad now? Wait a minute. You'll see. Okay. This is... So I could either do all the, just the most recent comments or video by video. I'm going to go video by video because, and we won't spend too much time on this, but the most recent ones are probably mostly Clemson fans agreeing with me from the State of the Fan address. So, I mean, do you want me to read 100 comments where people say you're right, Pete, and, Streeter sucks, blah, blah, blah? No, that's not fun. That's not fun. Thank you, Chancetastic, for the super chat. Petition for Pete to be Clemson lifelong OC. No, I don't want that job. But, if I did have that job and I was failing miserably, then I would make a change.
Congratulations. You tried and you failed miserably.
Yeah, if I failed miserably, I would make a change. All right, so this is from the first Trash Talk video I did. Clemson Man Trashes the Gamecocks, Part 1. Which is a funny title, actually. Jason Morney, this didn't age well. Now, of course, you're going to get those, right? And the ironic thing about these comments, which I don't care, whatever. Look, come back and give me another view and give me a comment. You can say whatever you want. You're helping me out, so thank you. But, yeah, the whole this didn't age well thing. Yeah, you make 400 college football videos a year, and every single one that you're wrong on, this didn't age well. Yeah. Well, it actually did age well. I disagree with them because I didn't spit nothing but facts in that video. Nothing but facts. Prodigy Stetson Bennett did not look like a Heisman candidate against Tennessee. He looked average. Oh, yeah, because I said in that video that even Tennessee's defense was so bad that they even made Stetson Bennett look like a Heisman candidate. Time is human construct. Down syndrome skin Pete. Now, that's a new one. Damn. When did you finish getting your GED? Right before you started typing in my comment section, I finished getting my GED. Caviar Hound. Take that, rewind it back, and apply it to Georgia Tech from a UGA fan. They really aren't worth the trouble to do it. I was talking about how it's getting sadder and sadder every year to talk shit to South Carolina fans because they've given up. But now they've got a resurgence. Yeah, now they think they're good. Hey. You remember at the beginning of the video when I said, or the beginning of the show when I said, you have to look at the bright side of everything, right? So Clemson losing a game like that brings a lot of new eyes to the channel. South Carolina beating Clemson in Death Valley, it gives them more hope now. So now they'll come back out of their holes because that's where they've been until this weekend. I mean, outside of a couple of guys, jackpot and this and that, but most of them been hiding in their hole. Now they're rejuvenated. So hey, that's a good thing. It's a good thing for me. The greatest design feature of Williams-Brice Stadium are the spiral ramps to the upper decks that offer an unbridged view of the stream of Gamecock fans beginning to leave the stadium at the start of the second quarter. Damn. Gamecock Bam. What great game has Clemson had? Great game is Clemson. I don't know. They got some blowouts. I mean, I don't know what you consider to be a great game, sir. Yeah, here we go. Another one by Gamecock Bam. You keep forgetting that we play in the best conference in the world. Cole Kunkel. It says, living in the past like a typical Tater fan. Win or lose next week, one thing is for certain. Clem sucks football program is descending. By the way, Charleston is Gamecock territory. Pete, no, fake news. Wrong. How would you know? You don't fucking live here. I lived here for 40 years. Go move to Greenville or Anderson because so many people want to visit there. Well, that's a good point. You know why? Because Charleston, fastest growing city in the state of South Carolina. Greenville, second fastest growing city in the state of South Carolina. It's beautiful in the upstate. The middle of this state is a trash can. I'll say it. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it again. Nobody looks at Columbia, South Carolina as a destination place to live or even visit. Nobody. You're either there for work because your job relocated you there or whatever, or you moved there to get a job at a certain place. Or you're just so destitute that you can't afford to get out. You know, it's like a black hole. I've seen people move there. It's like, hey, Pete, I have friends for 10, 15 years. Hey, Pete, man, I got a job in Columbia, man. I'm moving to Columbia. Oh, okay, man, that's cool. Yeah, we'll keep in touch. Okay, disappear off the face of the earth. Hey, sucks them in like a black hole, ruins their life. It's hell on earth. Georgia and Ohio State would be Clemson. You make a video trash talking the Gamecocks, trying to get things going before the game goes, and you got someone in there talking about Ohio State and Georgia. Like, has anything fucking to do with this game at all? Sometimes I think people just have Tourette's. I also think that a lot of times people, they don't even listen to the video. They see the title of the video, and then whatever's in the title triggers them one way or the other, and then they just start typing. They might not even turn the volume up. They just start typing in the comment section based on the title, you know, because some of the comments that people leave in these videos have nothing to do with anything I said in the video at all. So I don't know what's up with that, which is fine as long as you're commenting, I guess. Do you think Beamer gets a raise or an extension? This is Billy Cole, by the way. I got a feeling after Saturday they will be back yelling for an OC Satterfield's head. Oh, well, they don't have to yell for... Well, they love Satterfield now. Hell, 2 weeks ago, they wanted to fire the guy. Now he's the best thing. You know, now he's fucking Andy Reid. But they don't have to worry about firing him. For the three Gamecock fans that are still left over that don't like him, apparently he's going to Nebraska. I guess he worked for Matt Rule right at Baylor, so they have a relationship. They'll probably throw a bunch of money at him to try to get him to come to Lincoln. You know. Let's see, how do I do another video here? You can tell how good I am at this, because I don't even know what I'm doing. Where's the other video? Where's the most recent one? Well, there's this one. That's Gamecock. Oh, no, that was after Clemson lost. Let's do that one. Yeah, Gamecocks upset Clemson fan reaction. This was about an hour after the game was over. Oh, I was still a little bit perturbed. This one actually might just be a bunch of people that feel sorry for me. Betting you go away like a fart in the wind. Yeah, well, it's true. It's true. Fat piece of shit 2001. It'll be okay. Go beat garbage UNC team and win the ACC for us. Go Gamecocks. Win the ACC for us. Well, where's Matthew J.C. here? They took South Carolina for granted and figured they could just show up. That strategy didn't work too well for Tennessee, and it's not put gasoline on the fire. South Carolina should have won this game by at least 11 or more. No, they shouldn't have. That's fake news. That is fake news. There was at least a 7, probably a 14-point swing on that dumbass fake huddle play. Made no sense. That led to a touchdown, which could have easily been at least a field goal or maybe a touchdown for Clemson if they just returned the ball normally and put together an offensive drive. They had the momentum at the time. They had just gotten a safety. They were up by 8 points. They were receiving the ball. Not only should South Carolina not won this by 11 or more, South Carolina shouldn't have won this game at all. What did they have on there? Like 54 yards rushing on the day? They couldn't run the ball. Now, of course, Spencer Rattler and company was cooking the secondary with big play after big play after big play, but they couldn't run the ball. Clemson had no problem running the ball. Will Shipley had 99 yards rushing in the first half. The first half. So what do? How many times do you run him in the second half? A grand total of 3. 3. Hey, coach. Yeah, they can't stop the run. We should keep running it, right? Nah, let's do some bubble passes. Let's do some swing passes that DJ hasn't completed one in 6 fucking weeks. Let's do that. Put Shipley on the bench, man. He's done enough. He needs a rest. J. Roddy, why did Dabo approve that play on special teams? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't know, but I would not be surprised, J. Roddy, if Dabo Swinney is the one responsible for that play. Not only approved it, but came up with it and decided that, we're going to do it in this game no matter what. This is the thing. This is the other problem. They have a pregame plan, and it's like a blueprint, and they stick to it no matter what. No matter what. There is no in-game adjustments on offense. None. So I bet you before the game started, he's getting all cute. He's starting to think, we're going to go out there and blow out South Carolina. I watched them on tape. They're no good. Spencer Rattler's going to get sacked 8 times. Let's just start fucking. Let's have a good time, man. We're a big family. Let's go out there and have a good time, Let's do some fun plays, like practice. We'll do a fake huddle when we're up by 8 points in the second quarter. It's going to work, and they'll be talking about it tomorrow on ESPN and everywhere else. On my radio show, we'll be laughing and joking about it. So I bet that they decided they were going to do that shit before the game even started. They practiced it all week. You could tell they practiced it all week. I mean, that wasn't some shit they just drew up on the sideline just then. But I'm telling you, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I've seen some dumb shit. That's right up at the top of the list. Completely unnecessary. And really, it completely deflated the Clemson football team after that, and they never looked the same. That was the turning point of the game, in my opinion. Chase T says, cry more. Get a lot of those. I never understood that either. Complaining is not the same thing as crying. Okay, I've literally never cried over a football game other than when Clemson won the national championship in 2016. I was emotional. Yes, I did have, there were some tears there. Never cried after a loss, ever. Hell, there's one particular Gamecock fan that we all know that cried on video on Saturday night. Cried and said that this was like winning the Super Bowl. That is the difference between these two football programs. Clemson is South Carolina's Super Bowl, and you cry when you beat them. There ain't no Clemson fans crying for beating South Carolina. None. Zero. That's the difference. Clemsoning relapse again. Yeah, people don't know what Clemsoning is either. I've noticed that. There's no such thing as a 10-win and 11-win seasons Clemsoning. All right, let's try one thing. How do I just do, let's do this. We'll just do most recent and see if any. Oh, here we go. Jackpot. Now, this must have just happened. Yeah, 28 minutes ago. So this happened while I was on the air on the Midday show. I don't know if Billy Hollis is in here. I hope he is. Billy, in here, bro? I'm about to read your comment on the air and clown you. I could read the first sentence and tell you how fucking stupid it is. Horrible fans like you will drive Dabo to leave Clemson. Auburn is looking at Dabo. Keep it with your wisdom, and Clemson will be where Clemson was after Danny Ford left, and it took... hold on now. Is this English? Or Billy? Or Bill? Auburn is looking at Dabo. Keep it up with your wisdom. Keep it up with your wisdom. And Clemson will be there where Clemson was after Danny Ford left and took over 20 years for Clemson to recover with Dabo. Keep it up, football genius, and you will have a lot to complain about. Whining for fans makes me sick. It's so easy to criticize something little. Spoiled boys do. Jesus Christ, man. You're basically fucking retarded. You know that? This is almost unreadable. I think what he's saying is stop making videos criticizing Clemson's football team. No! I won't. And if Dabo Swinney goes to Auburn because he can't take the heat of people like me on the internet criticizing him, well, then fuck off then. Go take the goddamn job. I don't care. I mean, a guy's making $10 million a year. He could wipe his fucking tears with the $100 bills. What does Clemson's offense have to do with giving up 360 yards through the air and 9.2 yards per pass attempt? Well, like I just got done telling you, Seth, the fact that they were averaging almost 10 yards per carry on the ground in the first half, and they stopped fucking running the ball. That's what has to do with it. And they're doing high school trick plays on kick returns for no reason. That's what it has to do with it. DJ is the problem. Once it's all gone, it will fix itself. You know what? That's a popular opinion. This guy, Troy Ott, says DJ is the problem. Once he's gone, everything will fix itself. That's a popular opinion. I don't really know if I agree with that, though. I think it's a combination of DJ's play and the offensive scheme they run. They've been running the same offensive scheme now for over a decade. And so, they had a lot of success with it early on. But you got to change shit, man. People know this is the most predictable offense in college football, or one of them. I guess Tennessee's is pretty predictable, too, because they only have 11 plays. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson's offense was pretty similar in that way. That they have, 15 plays that they focus on, and they might have a couple here or there in certain situations. But it's just very predictable. Also, rumors that DJ is not going to be leaving Clemson. He's planning on coming back. I'd be surprised if that was true. Volusia, thank you for the super chat. Dabo has earned the benefit of a lot of doubts. To be sure, he's not immune from criticism. It's not like Pete wants him fired. I never wanted him fired. This is the sunshine pumper crowd that says that you're going to run off recruits if you talk bad about the team. You're going to run off coaches. I got news for you. No matter where you go, recruit, coach, there's not such thing as going to a university, especially a major one, where the expectations are high to win and not get criticism. So if you leave Clemson to flee criticism, you're going to find it anywhere else you go. So no. And if a coach leaves because he's criticized, well, he's fucking soft. That's all there is to that. And I don't think Dabo is soft. Tim G says, pitiful crying about a second-rate team in the third-rate conference. Clemson is Ole Miss or some other 8-4 team in the SEC. They are best of the worst. Another crying comment. Dabo is more concerned about blindly defending DJ than helping the team and making a tough change. He's quick to call out and condemn the O-line, receivers, and defensive backs, but refuses to go that far with the most glaring and frequent problem, DJ. Though he'll still be baffled when things don't go the way he wants. He's got a point there. LT says, an L for you, buddy. I had to go ahead and let him know I don't play football, but you watching and commenting is a big W for your boy, so thank you. This is another one to Sunshine Pumper here. Everything's great guy, Mr. Buell, or Bellew, M. Bellew. You do realize you're competing for a conference title, right? No, I forgot, man. I forgot. I don't know, what the fuck does that have to do with the South Carolina game? Nothing. Zero. Zip. Zilch. That's what this whole video is about. Another person who just read the title and started typing. You know it's possible to be happy to be in the ACC championship game, but also not be happy with the performance against South Carolina? You know that's possible, right? I guess you know what these people want me to do? Here's what they want me to do. They want me to get some sort of like a doll made of Dabo Swinney and get on my knees on camera and suck that doll's dick for 3 hours straight every day. That's what they want. So bad, this defense, this front seven stout. Get the F out of here. It's damn sure going to be a fun week, Tater. That was 14 hours ago, so that must be a North Carolina fan. Oh, because I said that North Carolina's defense was bad? Is he really disputing that? Oh, yeah, this guy's he's on one. Ha 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 ha, what you think, boss man, loser. Didn't North Carolina lose this week too? What the fuck is this guy talking about? Yeah, I don't really understand people because the defense it kept Clemson in the game. The defense scored 9 points. The defense held South Carolina to 54 yards rushing or something. I don't know what else you want them to do. I understand that they got torched through the air, but you need some help on the offensive side of the ball, man. They can't do everything. Oh, when I said that it's pitiful that that Clemson doesn't have a punter that can punt the ball over 40 yards. Swanson, who I'm talking about. This guy, he has to come on. So he goes on and Googles the average yards punts for Swanson this year. And, yeah, Adrian Swanson average punts over 43 yards. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. 43 yards. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. Let's do this. 43 yards average punt per punt this season. The season's over, by the way. I want to give you a standing ovation, Swanson, for being fucking terrible. There you go. 43 yards. Yay! 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 Every single team that we played against this year has a punter who can kick it over 43 yards. Every single one of them. Now I done lost my place. Fuck it. We'll just we'll be done with that. Let's look at the standings. Sleeping Angels. Yeah, some Clemson fans are crazy. Yeah, well. Yeah, don't use me as the barometer to judge Clemson fans. All right, there's something wrong with me. I don't want to put that bad juju on every Clemson fan. Okay. I'm just a nut. Is this on the screen? I need to put it on the screen, don't I? Yep. I see you guys in the stream yard. I'll be there with you in just like 2 minutes, okay? I won't be too long doing this. All right. So the season is over. For the pick'em, let's see who won. Standings. Bump-ba-da-da. Oh, no, we got a tie. We got a first place tie. Baylorman and Robert Christie, congratulations. You guys both got 56 points. What's the tiebreaker? There's got to be a tiebreaker. Am I missing something here? That's the whole reason they make you do the tiebreaker deal at the end of every week's picks is so there's a tiebreaker. I don't know what to do. Anyway, congratulations to Baylorman and Robert Christie. If there's a way to figure out who actually won this, or maybe we'll have to do some sort of a tiebreaker ourselves. That's actually a good idea. I could probably come up with some way for these two to have a tiebreaker on the air and make it, we'll do something fun with it. Now, the other thing is, what are we going to give the winner? Because this wasn't a pay league, and we never really discussed any sort of winnings. Nobody had to buy in. It was just for fun. But I would like to give something somehow to the winners, or winners. Anybody got any suggestions? Cage fight. Rock, paper, scissors. Thunderdome. What's up, Christy? Wet t-shirt contest with Baylorman and Robert Christie. I'll pass on that one. There's still 1 week left. There is? Oh. Well, holy shit then. Where's the, hold on now. Picks. There's no games on here. What am I missing? CBS selected games will be available soon. Oh, so they're just not up yet because it's Monday. I guess they won't be up till maybe tomorrow. I don't know. All right, so we'll revisit this later then. I didn't realize it was another week. I thought it was just the regular season. I didn't know that the championship week was on there. IQ test. Yeah, we did the IQ test at the first Slob Olympics. And I'm not bragging or anything. Actually, I am. I didn't win the IQ contest. But what did I get? I got a 123, I think, or 124. I got over 120. I know that. And that was, I was still drunk from the night before and had about 2 hours of sleep. So it probably would have been closer to 130. All right. We'll revisit the pick'em on Wednesday's show, I guess. All right, let's look at the StreamYard here. We got Slim Shady Canes, we got Luke Walker, and we got Volusia Orange, a Tater Man, and a couple of other losers. How's it going, guys?
Well, in the spirit of doing the news, I emailed you a news article that we all need to see post haste.
Okay.
What is that?
You'll see why.
I'll pull it up right now.
Read the headline and see the picture, you will absolutely see why.
Oh my God! Just the damn headline got me.
Oh yeah, wait till you see the picture.
I can't see it. What does it say?
Well, I haven't got it up yet. I just pulled my email, opened my email. I'm going to make sure this is appropriate before I put it on the screen. You know what I mean?
There was nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, let me.
It stemmed from a Twitter video, I think, and so I mean, unless you go play in the video.
Here's what I'll do. It's hard. Well, you can see. You can see the headline. All right, so here's the article right here. The headline is Florida man allegedly vapes his friend's semen on video.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh my God, what is wrong with people? Oh, look what he's wearing, a Florida State hoodie.
There you go.
Woo.
Yeah, that whole Florida State semen hole joke seems a whole lot more.
Oh, is that what I think it is in that cup? Is that what that is? Come on, man.
Supposedly.
Oh man. Today. Oh, he did this on YouTube too. Today in sentences I hoped to never write. Here's a YouTube video that purports to show. What's purports? Anyway, to show.
It means that it purports. It claims.
Yeah. Okay. To show a Florida man inhaling vapor produced from a generous friend's ejaculate. The clip went private after gaining traction on Reddit this morning, but has since been resurfaced and has been revolting glory. All right, so he put it up on YouTube. It got taken down, but it's been resurfaced on Reddit. Is that what it? Yeah. Well, either way, I'm not watching it, whether it's on YouTube or Reddit.
Be taken down? Is he doing it? Is he sucking it straight out of the dude's cock or what? Like Jesus.
I guess maybe just the insinuation of it is.
Well, no, he said he privated the video, I guess, out of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah,
okay, that didn't cross your mind beforehand?
Exactly. Thank you.
We're fairly skeptical about the whole thing. Here's why. The load from the previous night, as it's referred to in the clip,
No pun intended.
has a somewhat watery consistency. It's possible, however, that the spunk was mixed with vegetable glycerin, a common ingredient in e-liquids. Okay. So and then he threw up?
Well, that makes it all the better. If you mix it with some vegetable oil, then it's fine. It's totally straight.
It's just amazing what people will do to get views on the internet.
It's
All right.
fucking wild.
That's just crazy.
I saw that and I couldn't not share it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what have you guys been up to?
Oh, living the dream, brother. Yeah, this is a stream full of losers. Tater Mans, Miami Mans, North Carolina Mans. Well, actually, look who's here. True Seminole is here. He's a winner.
Guys, I'm sorry that video surfaced. That was a video of me and my friend. I'm so sorry.
You privated it. Sorry.
I did. I tried to get rid of the evidence as fast as I could, and it just didn't work out.
So next time you do something like that, don't film it.
Yeah, no. Next time I won't invite Slim Shady Tonto over.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just the cameraman.
Well, I know that we still don't know the playoff situation. I think we have a pretty good idea, but let's just, for shits and giggles, and play hypotheticals with bowl games with our teams here.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, Clemson has to beat North Carolina for this to happen. So what bowl options do you see, and what opponent options do you see if Clemson wins this Saturday?
I see a lot of Orange Bowl against Tennessee, which normally I would say, fine, cool. My first ever Clemson game I saw in person was against them in 2003. It's a program that we've only played once ever. High profile, it'd be cool. The only issue I have with that is that South Carolina fans will watch that game with a smile on their face way bigger than I'm comfortable with, and so I really, you know what I mean. So that's the only reason why I would be. But it's better. Yeah, it's fine. If we play Tennessee in the Orange Bowl, I'd be all right with that, I guess.
Who's Clemson going to play the Cheez-It Bowl?
I've seen a lot of Tennessee and seen a lot of Alabama.
No, we'd go to the Holiday Bowl and play Oregon, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, well, after we beat y'all, yeah.
I've seen Holiday Bowl against Oregon and Cheez-It Bowl against Texas.
Those are good opponents, Like if we were to lose the game to North Carolina, I would be obviously livid. But in terms of what, if I could choose opponents, it would be teams like Oregon and Texas. That would be fine.
First pick goes to Outback for the ACC? No. The first pick goes to the Orange Bowl for the ACC.
It's the Orange Bowl.
For some reason, we're
the champion goes to the Orange Bowl, then the next one goes to the Cheez-It Bowl, then it's the Holiday Bowl.
I guess maybe, I don't know exactly how that works, but I would assume that if the ACC champion had like 3 and 4 losses, they probably wouldn't go to the Orange Bowl, though?
They would still go to the Orange Bowl. The ACC champion goes to the Orange Bowl.
That's correct, unless it's a playoff game in which the ACC, in which case the ACC champion goes to a different New Year's Six Bowl. The ACC
Peach
champion
Bowl
always goes to a New Year's Six Bowl, right?
Yeah,
So if it's the Orange Bowl, or if the Orange Bowl's a playoff game, then it's generally speaking the Peach Bowl. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, but it is.
I want to say it was Pitt the year that it happened, but didn't Clemson go to the playoffs and like a 7-5 or 8-4 Pitt went to the Orange Bowl?
No,
I don't think it was Pitt that went to the Orange Bowl. It was an Atlantic team that went.
Who was it?
It was definitely an Atlantic.
Florida State. It was Florida State because they played Michigan and beat them.
Yeah, that was the year they had Dalvin Cook.
And they were a 10-win. Florida State was a 10-win team that year. Maybe they were 9-3 and got 10 with that game.
Yeah, if the ACC champion goes to the playoffs, the Orange Bowl takes the highest ranked.
Yeah, it was Florida
team.
State.
Yeah.
And Florida State was actually half decent that year. So.
I'm seeing a lot of Ohio State, but Ohio State's going to go to the Rose Bowl most likely. So that's
Yeah, they're
Well,
going
here's
to
the fucking problem. Is that if TCU loses, they're probably still in, aren't they?
Yeah, at this point.
yeah.
But maybe they'd put Ohio State in over them.
But see, I mean, what I'm hearing out of everybody is if TCU loses, they're out because the committee hates them.
So they're going to put Ohio State in?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say TCU's getting in. Unless they get blown.
Here's the bigger problem.
Unless they get blown out.
LSU beat Georgia just to see what the playoff committee would do.
Well, the
I think
playoff
that'd be
committee
so
would put
funny.
Georgia in.
I know they put Georgia in, but I want to see them put LSU in. I'd say there's no.
Well, I know what Pete was going to say, even if they get blown out, but Georgia got blown out in the SEC championship game, it was still down.
Yeah, that was a different story. But
here's the bigger problem: if Oregon beats USC, it is Oregon or Utah. If Utah beats USC, then Ohio State might get in, which would be disgusting.
yeah, I think there's probably 2 solidified spots right now. I think Georgia's definitely getting in no matter what. I think TCU's probably definitely getting in no matter what.
Well, Michigan's gonna
Michigan
beat
gets
the
in.
hell out of them.
Okay, 3 then. So there's 3. So we're really fighting over that 4th spot. It's either going to be Ohio State or Southern Cal. And if Southern Cal wins, obviously it's going to be them.
LSU.
LSU's not getting in the playoff.
No chance in hell.
3 quality SEC losses, or I guess.
Yeah, right.
No,
State's
they're not.
SEC
They're not.
loss, so 2 quality SEC
They would.
losses.
They'd put in Ohio State, or even if Southern Cal lost, they put Southern Cal ahead of LSU.
I doubt
Luke,
that.
I think
I'm
they
going to
would
need
put-
you to watch your mouth, Luke. An SEC loss is not quality.
Yeah.
That's what the committee
It's a
considers
joke.
it.
We should know we beat 2 of them. They're definitely not quality.
Yeah, you did. Good on you, by the way. Well done.
Yeah. At least one ACC team showed up against the SEC.
Jesus Christ, I know. What the fuck?
I know.
Yeah, speaking
That was
of,
very disappointing.
Listen, I have a lot of opinions about that game, but I really just don't want to talk about it.
You can't even say we're a basketball conference anymore either, because ACC basketball sucks.
Yeah.
North Carolina's got what, 1 loss?
2 losses now.
2 losses?
We lost in 4 overtimes to
right.
Alabama yesterday.
I saw
You
that.
hate
That's
to see
right.
it. You hate to see it.
Well, Miami's sitting there at 1 loss, so we're a basketball school now.
Yeah, the ACC has like 3 good basketball teams this year.
Yeah, the
4
Alabama
if you include
thing.
Miami.
We could just stop with the LSU, the Alabama talk. They're not making the playoffs.
No.
They're not. And nope. This is actually be pretty easy. The committee actually caught a break this weekend. They caught a big break. They were headed right towards chaos. Had Clemson done what they were supposed to do and beat South Carolina.
This happens every year.
I know it does.
At the end of the year, there's just an easy 4 to put in.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes sometimes there's like a small debate between 4 and 5, but that's really about it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, like I said before, if they expand the playoff to 12, whoever's number 13 will bitch. If they expand it to fucking 16, whoever's number 17 will bitch. The NCAA tournament has 68 teams, and whoever's number 69 bitches and cries and whines about it. So, it just is what it is.
I'm looking forward to the 3-3-5 deal.
Yeah,
for the ACC.
Carolina's conference schedule next year is actually really fun.
Yeah, because no offense to Luke, but I think Clemson should be playing against Florida State this week.
No, we have the same record.
I know. What's the tiebreaker?
It would be a conference record, wouldn't it? And I think we have the same conference record.
There's more tiebreakers after that. You got common opponent, ranked win. I don't know what are the tiebreakers.
We both lost to NC State.
No,
Carolina beat Wake Forest, NC State,
We beat Georgia Tech. Y'all lost to Georgia Tech.
So Carolina beat Wake. Florida State lost to Wake.
Who
I don't.
Same record against
how about Miami? Florida State and UNC both beat Miami, I guess.
Yes, we have the same record against common opponents.
Yeah, I don't. That's weird. I don't know what the tiebreaker is.
It would be like
Florida
margin of
State,
victory.
bigger name brand. We'll get in there.
I think North Carolina should still be in there, to be honest with you.
Oh, whatever.
Why?
I mean, look at Florida State's schedule.
I know.
It's terrible. Terrible. Your best win is against a 5-loss
the
LSU.
same schedule.
5 losses.
6 or 7 and 5 in.
Your best win is a 5-loss LSU.
Why do you keep saying 5 losses?
3 losses, sir.
Why is it
3
5
losses.
losses?
Because they're going to be 4 loss after this week, and then they're lose.
Yes, this week is 4 loss. Bowl game is 5 loss.
Oh, gee, now you're projecting. Now you're looking in the future.
I mean, LSU's going to New Year's Six for SEC West, so they'll probably get a tough opponent.
Oh, speaking of which, Brandon Pratt wanted an explanation of mine and Lou's pointless argument. It's the same argument that Lou's agreed to in the past, but he just wanted to play semantical games, that's all. There is no difference between Miami now and Georgia when they were dumpster juice. It doesn't matter how bad it hurts Lou's feelings.
I caught part of that this morning. I didn't hear all of it, but so that's what you guys were arguing. I didn't know what you were arguing about.
Yes, it's something that he's even conceded to before. Well, that's where it went to. It started off, he said, Georgia fans weren't running around screaming 1980 when they were terrible. And yes, they absolutely were. I lived in Georgia and I saw it. Half of them that still claim to be Georgia fans were screaming about Herschel in 1980, and the other half had just given up and become Florida State fans.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to what Miami fans are doing right now.
Exactly.
So,
and that's what the argument turned into. Georgia from the mid-'80s until Mark Richt got there is no different than what Miami has been in their stretch. None. Now, if you want to get technical, I can even claim Georgia was worse because Miami never had a 4-win season. They never got that bad.
Y'all got close this year.
Close. They got pretty damn close.
The overtime against Virginia away from.
We're talking about football, not horseshoes or hand grenades.
I always like to hear people argue about whose period was worse. Who was worse, man? No, you were worse. You were worse.
And all I said is they're on par with each other. That's all.
Okay.
And they are.
Well,
they played one fewer game back then, to be fair, as well.
I don't really understand the point of that argument. I mean, right now, Miami sucks and Georgia's great. So that's right now. But
and he jumped in. I think it was I wasn't even talking to him when he jumped in. It was something I said to Kirby's visor in the comment section.
Real quick, just to give me 1 second, Slim. Just to go back before I forget, somebody did give us an explanation about the tiebreaker between Florida State and UNC would be the highest ranked team. So that would be Florida State.
Correct.
So that's what it's going to be next year, right? Right now, obviously, that doesn't come into play. But next year,
right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So if we had next year's system this year, it would be Clemson against Florida State.
Okay.
Yeah.
And FSU would win the rematch.
You know what? Fucking probably, to be honest with you. Probably.
I'm not being like.
All right, I still think it's a good game this week anyway.
I'm not disagreeing with you either.
Yeah, I'm not being a fan either.
You know what? I'm not even kidding. If Clemson was playing Florida State this week, I believe that Florida State would be ranked. I mean, not ranked, favored.
Favored.
Yeah.
Probably.
But not by a lot, but they would be.
Well,
and it should be.
Not if it was in Death Valley, but
It'd be like a 3-point spread.
Have you ever seen
it would be pretty much even, and then whoever was at home would be favored, is what I think it would be. If it were in the AC title game, it might be a pick 'em.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. Volusia, have you ever seen anything as stupid as that fake huddle play that they ran in the second quarter of that game?
You know what? So I had my fucking Hulu was
Hey, the fake huddle thing kind of worked until he
my
pulled the ball.
VPN was messing up because I don't know if you've turned on the news lately, but things out here are getting a little bit weird.
Yeah, I have seen some of that, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't, we can talk about it if you want. This isn't the China show, but
I know, I do want to know about it. Well, here's what we'll do.
Dude.
We'll talk about that, just not right this second. I want to stay on subject with what we're talking about here, but yeah,
anyway,
I do.
My point is that my VPN was cutting out. They're hitting those up a little bit right now.
Oh.
So I missed a few plays in the first half of the game, and so I didn't see that play. So I'm not really sure what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Clemson got a safety on Rattler.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So then this was in the second quarter. I don't know how much time was left.
We fumbled the goddamn kickoff immediately afterwards.
It was about maybe halfway through the second quarter or so. But anyway, so Clemson at that point now had an 8-point lead, and
9. It was 16-7.
At that time, it was.
Well, after the safety made it 16-7.
All right, 9-point lead. Sorry.
Yeah.
So they got a 9-point lead now in the second quarter, and they're receiving the ball, right? Because it's safety.
Yes.
So Shipley receives the kickoff. Then he runs. I don't even know who the players were. There's four guys in a circle in front of him. He runs into the circle. They all put their head down like they're in a huddle. And Shipley tries to sneakily hand the ball off to Phil Maffa, who's standing next to him. So that now they're doing the Where's Waldo deal, right? So Phil Maffa takes off with the ball. Of course, they see him do it. It didn't trick them at all. And they knocked the ball out of Phil Maffa's hand while they're tackling him, basically. And he fumbles it. South Carolina recovers the fumble. And then they, within 2 plays, go down and score a touchdown.
So I was less. Go ahead. Slim,
he did get to like the 40-yard line, so the fake huddle
right. So I don't
worked.
think that the play was a bad play, and not all trick plays work the way you draw them up or the way you hope they work.
Right.
Why would you even?
What's
the point?
Bring this up.
What's the point of doing that in the second quarter when you're leading the game? That's what I don't understand.
He didn't fumble because it is the fake huddle.
I don't. Let me say this. I don't think that was the issue with the play. The issue is that we fucking fumbled. We fumbled 3 kick returns, 2 kickoffs, and a punt. You can't fucking do that and expect to win. So, look, South Carolina is not a great team, but they're playing good enough that we can't be fumbling on special teams 3 times, losing all 3 fumbles, and expect to win. Like, what the fuck? We're not good enough for that.
Well, if you're having problems just doing a basic return game, then don't be doing trick shit.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just a big risk.
Was that the first special teams fumble? Because the last one was obviously was the one.
I don't think he fumbled because they were doing the trick stuff. He just fumbled the ball.
That's not the point, Luke.
He just fumbled the ball.
It's not the point.
See, I think that's
in
one
the
of
little
those.
huddle, I would agree with you, but he fumbled.
Right,
It's not the point.
Returning the ball.
It's not the point.
Right.
I think that's one of those. If he had returned it for a touchdown, you wouldn't be saying a word about it.
Yeah, I would.
Even if he just hadn't fumbled the football, we wouldn't be talking about it. If he just got tackled on the
Of course I would. I didn't like it as soon as I saw him running, getting a huddle. I go, what the fuck are they doing? That's some.
Shit like that
Look,
works.
let me tell you something. That's the kind of shit that you do when you feel like you're not going to win the game and you're trying to get a leg up. Like when Nick Saban, like when
I see where you're coming from.
in the national championship game in 2015, when Nick Saban did that kickoff, the onside kick thing. That's because he was behind the 8 ball. He didn't think he thought we got to do something desperate here, or we're going to lose this football game. And it worked, and they ended up winning. That's great. But Clemson wasn't in the position to feel like that their back was against the wall. They were leading the game. They had the ball back. The momentum was in their favor. I mean, I just don't understand.
I think Dabo was looking at it that his offense couldn't put up points, so he was trying to come up with another way to put up points. And I agree with you that he should have pulled DJ for Cade to try and get the offense some kind of spark. But, apparently that was not Dabo's line of thought.
Right. Look, I don't have an issue with it. Again, I agree with Luke here. I think that, it wasn't – first of all, the trick play itself, the design of it or anything didn't cause the fumble. And if he hadn't fumbled the ball, we wouldn't be talking about it. So I really feel like – it is what it is. Like, was it smart? I don't know. Maybe, probably not. But I don't – it's not the reason why – like I say, like Luke said, if he fumbled the ball while they were doing the little bullshit – then I would be more upset about it. But you just hold on to the fucking ball, man. Don't fumble kickoffs.
In my opinion, you just do a regular kickoff, be happy with whatever yardage you get, and start a drive.
Who's to say if they do a regular kickoff and Phil Moffitt catches it, he doesn't fumble still?
Because Phil Moffitt doesn't return kicks. That's why. Shipley does.
But it's not like Shipley didn't fumble. He fucking absolutely did.
Yeah, well.
Which is becoming a concerning thing. Shipley's fumbling a lot lately, man.
Hey, you guys will have a chance to fix the kickoff return because Carolina will be kicking off a lot against you guys.
I agree with Billy. I agree with Billy 100%. Dabo's trying to get cute. Just win the game, bro. Doing all this dumb shit.
I don't know. I don't blame Dabo for this loss.
Oh, I definitely do. Who are you blaming?
It's just, well, I'm blaming the turnovers, man. That's all it is.
Okay.
I'm blaming the turnovers. Listen, here's what I think about our team right now. I think our defense is really, really talented. I think they make a lot of big plays. The pick six, Trotter was amazing in this game. The issue is, unlike the Venables defenses of the past, they're just not as consistent. They have a few plays where there are lapses, that long touchdown, shit like that, to where they can have a really great game and make a lot of wow plays and force some turnovers. But we might still give up 30 points because we're just not quite as consistent. We have lapses here and there. The talented players the linebackers, will be out of place on run fits and shit like that.
Yeah, how many times
our offense isn't good enough to overcome that? You know what I mean? Like, our offense just isn't good enough to overcome those mistakes.
How many times did we see Andrew Makuba left on an island with a receiver? He can't cover those guys.
Yeah.
That's not what he does.
We'll just wait till he faces some good receivers this week.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're right, Luke.
I'm concerned about this game. I think that Clemson, at this point, we should be concerned about any game that we'll get for the rest of the season.
I don't know. North Carolina could be that much worse.
Well,
we could dunk truck North Carolina and run for 400 yards, but I'm
going to disagree with you to a point. Clemson is definitely talented enough to overcome multiple turnovers against a team like South Carolina.
Sure.
Well, they almost did. They only lost by a point.
But we're not good enough on offense.
You're right, Slim. They did overcome it because they only lost by a point.
We almost won, yeah. If we hadn't fucking fumbled the last kick, we could have won the game by 2 points with the field goal.
Well,
it is. I think Pete's right. I think some of that blind loyalty to DJ is getting to Dabo a little bit.
Well, the real kicker to me was, towards the game was going terribly, and DJ gets hit in the hip, and he's clearly in pain. He's over on the sideline riding a friggin' exercise bike, trying to loosen up his hip or whatever. That's a perfect time let's throw in Cade Klubnik for a series at that point. At least let's find out what he's got. You don't have to keep him in there.
Because Dabo's done it before. When DJ was playing bad, swap him out with Cade. Let's see if we can get a spark going in this game.
Well, it's a perfect opportunity because DJ was not 100% at that point. And, really DJ's best attribute for the past several games has been his legs. And if he can't run, now he's completely fucked because he can't pass.
Yeah.
Well, at least not in this game. So
DJ's not going to get hit very much this week, so he'll be fine.
But the great part on TV, if you were watching it on TV, is that they're showing DJ on the exercise bike trying to loosen up his hip, and they pan right over to Klubnik. He's just standing there with his arms crossed like, what the fuck? not warming up, nothing.
Yeah, I do think that we need to consider starting Klubnik, not the rest of this year, but for certain for next year.
Oh,
Hey, the way to beat Carolina is starting a backup quarterback. We're 0-3 versus backup quarterback.
True.
So the conspiracy, Volusia, the conspiracy is that DJ is returning next year.
That's a conspiracy?
Well, the conspiracy part of it is the fact that he didn't run down the hill on senior day. Which normally,
he's not a senior.
Yeah, but if you're a third-year guy, you're going to enter the draft, you run down the hill on senior day.
Yeah, well, look, it's not like Deshaun Watson doing it where we knew he was going to be a first-round pick or whatever. There's no, it makes sense for DJ to not go to the draft. He's not going to be a first-day.
Well, that's not the question. The question is he going to be at Clemson next year, not whether he's going to go to the draft.
Well, that's a different issue, right? But
DJ is at Clemson next year. Do you think Klubnik's at Clemson next year?
If you're going to transfer, then you're not going to run down the hill.
Oh, that's a good question, Luke.
Yeah.
I
guess so.
I don't think he would be.
He said if DJ stays at Clemson next year, does Cade stay?
Probably not. Probably not.
That's another thing to consider.
Texas A&M could drop the bag and he could go home.
I think that Cade should start regardless next year.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to Texas A&M. People are leaving there running and screaming.
Yeah, dude,
Cade should start regardless. I think
Ohio State could drop the bag.
people-
They're losing the quarterback. Alabama.
I'm licking my chops right now looking at those 5 stars about to leave that team.
I mean,
so
lick
should
your chop.
Dabo. Hey, so should fucking Dabo, by the way.
Sure, come on down.
So
Well,
should Dabo.
here's the problem with Florida State trying to lick their chops looking at anything. I mean, yes,
Two
Florida
of the best
State.
transfer classes in the last 2 years.
Okay, that's fine, but you're not building a championship team off of transfers.
No, but you still need them. They're
And Mike Norvell is sucking hind tit as far as recruiting in the Big Three in the state.
oh my gosh! Just wait a few more weeks.
For what?
Mike Norvell's the best coach
Just
of the
trust me.
three.
Just
So
wait a few more weeks. I promise you, we'll have at least the top 15 class.
Mike Norvell is the best coach of the three. So if I were a fan of one of those 3 programs from my home state, I would be happy to have Norvell over Cristobal or.
I mean, Gus Malzahn's the best coach.
And that's fine, but top 15 still puts you 10 spots behind Miami.
Because in recent memory of these recruits, Florida State still has sucked. This is the first good season Florida State's had in a while. You're not going to see that effect until next year, and it already is. If you're looking at, we already have a top 3 recruiting class for next year.
Okay. All right.
With what, like 4 commits?
Yeah.
I
something
think
like
8.
that.
I think 8.
Well, they're also.
I mean, there are schools that have 0 commits for next year right now.
Well, all right. Well, you'll see then.
They're also jumping for joy over that flip from Ohio State that his performance at that camp dropped like 12 hours later, and everybody sees why Ohio State let him go.
They made a completion of all his missed passes. It was not that as bad as everybody made it out to be.
But dude, I watched the whole thing. It was terrible.
I watched the whole thing too. Are we
Now I'm not saying he's terrible. He very well could have just had a bad day, but that was a bad day.
Whatever.
See, somebody said
the point
DJ
is that Mike Norvell is recruiting.
DJ would get drafted as a running back. No, DJ's not getting drafted. Look, he'd be the slowest running back in the NFL if he got drafted as a running back. He's not getting drafted as a running back. He's not getting drafted as a tight end, and whatever else people try to say is.
What? Did you just say a
slow running back?
Yeah, that's what somebody said in the
What are we
chat.
talking about? No.
Is Jordan Travis going to the NFL after this year, by the way?
I don't think so.
I don't
he's
think
gonna
so.
Come back next year.
Hey, my Bengal
really
fan
fucking
here.
annoying.
My Bengal fan. You're welcome for beating the Ravens yesterday.
Hell yeah, let's fucking go. Good
Big
job.
Cat fam. Big Cat fam.
Fuck yeah, man.
Punter.
Hell yeah. You know that's my number 2 team now, right? Of course it is.
Does Jordan Travis have any eligibility to come back, Luke?
Yeah,
he
Jordan
does.
Travis.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
I was going to say, Jeff Sims is in the portal, and he used to be committed to Florida State.
No, he's not coming to Florida State.
The draft class for quarterbacks this year is pretty stout. I probably would stay if I was
really
him.
not, but
Well,
I think Stroud will be okay.
Stroud and Young are good, but outside of that, there's nobody.
JT, Jordan Travis. Are you kidding?
Will Levis.
Next
is
year's
gonna be
quarterback
top 10
class
pick,
is
and he's
really
gonna be
good.
Fucking terrible. Will Levis sucks. I've been saying Will Levis sucks since he was at Penn State, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna be the number one pick." The fuck out of here! He's terrible.
Yeah, well, a lot of people said the same thing about Josh Allen, but he went high.
Right.
Josh Allen was good, and Josh Allen actually played good sometimes. Will Levis has been terrible his whole career.
Well, that's the thing is like it's because of Josh Allen that Will Levis is going to get drafted in the first round. If it wasn't for Josh Allen, Will Levis would be a 5th round pick.
DraftKings says DJ's not durable enough to play in the NFL. Sir, he's been healthy all. He hasn't missed a single game. I don't know what you mean by that.
DJ
will get
drafted in the
drafted,
NFL.
but
It's not
it's
his
not gonna
durability. It's because he hasn't played that well.
Yeah, that's the issue.
And I'm not sure the NFL cares about durability too much. I mean, Tua got drafted.
Yeah, I just thought of the same thing.
He's looking pretty good right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Don't remind me.
Well, when you get fucking a good offensive coach and you get Tyreek Hill, yeah, it helps, doesn't it?
Well, Big Red, I agree. Well, this is going to be a big year for Dabo, right? Because, look, he's had excuses in the past why he didn't need to dip into the portal or whatever. This season, the numbers, he say that he should.
He's going to go 2 years
great,
without
Bob.
winning an ACC championship. That's a horrible offense.
And so we'll see if he does. He says he's not against it. He says he'll use it in whatever way helps the team. We'll see if he does it or not, right? I mean, that's what we're all waiting to see.
No, Luke, that's only fireable at Florida.
No.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
One hit and he shut down worse than your special teams. I don't know what you're talking about.
So no one gives a shit about the World Cup except for me. Is that true?
Hey, I give a shit.
No, nobody cares.
Oh, what's great?
Yeah, shit, America was in it.
We are in it, man.
We
Oh,
are
we
in
still
it.
are? Oh, hell yeah.
I think the
I'm turning
highlight
it on
of
right now.
Yeah, they
the
haven't.
highlight of the U.S. in the World Cup is going to be
never
them
mind.
going to a 0-0 tie with England. That's going to be their highlight.
Yeah,
No, we're
Here's
bringing the soccer
situation. Let me
Lombardi
explain
home.
it. Let me break it down. So we drew 1-1 with Wales, and we drew 0-0 with England. And then we're playing Iran, and we have to beat them. If we tie them or lose, we're out. If we beat them, we're through. And it's fucking Iran, right? But yeah, we have to beat Iran.
Yeah,
If we
England beat them
Iran, we're
62.
through. And if we do that, then we're likely going to play the Netherlands in the first stage of knockout round.
Oh, well, then heck yeah, beat Iran. Let's
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
do it. Yes, let's
And
do
then
it.
that's when the U.S. will go home.
Maybe, but you know what? Look, they haven't played great. I watched their match against Ecuador in a Dutch bar with a bunch of Dutch fans. They were all super pissed, shitting on their own team because they thought they sucked, and they did kind of suck. So I feel like we have we have a good team. This is one of the better U.S. teams that we've seen. Our soccer is getting better, and I think this team is tough. We still need a better striker. We need a better finisher, but I think we play a tough brand of soccer, and we're not bitches like a lot of teams are. And I appreciate our team for that.
Yeah, you're telling me the strikers from the MLS aren't good enough?
Look, it's not even an MLS issue, dude. I mean, it's like, look, I mean, Weah plays in fucking League One in France. Like, he's fine, but is he good enough? Like, is he a fucking world-class striker? No. Like, Pulisic is our best player by far, right? And McKennie, but, like, we just don't have finishers. It's the same issue with a lot of teams, man. But we just need a finisher.
I mean, okay, I get your point, but that still doesn't mean that the highlight of them in this year's World Cup isn't going to be their draw with England.
No, I mean, I think that if we beat Iran and if we beat them soundly, beat them by a couple goals to advance to the knockout round, that'll certainly be the highlight. Iran's not a shit team. Iran's a pretty decent side. Like, if we can actually kick their ass the way that we should and use that to advance into the knockout round, that's definitely the highlight.
What time do we play? When do we play?
Well, it's 3 a.m. over here, so 2 p.m. for you. On
2 p.m. on
fucking
Tuesday.
Friday. Tuesday, I don't know what day. I don't know, man. Whatever.
Today's
It's 3 in the
Monday.
morning here, so I'll be up and, shit.
A Tuesday for
I
you.
got a red coat again because I was at the pub the other day watching USA England at 3 a.m. At fucking 3 a.m., dude. There were 800 people in that sports bar, dude. 800 people at 3 a.m. to watch that game. But then one person had COVID, and so now I got to fucking.
Oh, God.
I was quarantined again. Might have to go to central quarantine. Like, dude, fucking started, man.
Bro. It might be it might be time to start thinking about coming back home, bro.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
Come on home, Volusia.
But it was wild, though. I mean, there was probably 400 English, 200 Americans, and 200 neutrals in there screaming. We were standing on the tables, drunk, screaming our fucking faces off. It was amazing. And the game was boring, but it was a fucking great atmosphere. Anyways.
Yeah, the Big
I
Red.
went to the FSU Gator game for the first time ever. It was awesome. It was amazing.
I'm gonna go to the Gators game. We play in Gainesville in 24. I'm definitely gonna go to that one.
That'll be fun.
I'm going to the Miami one next year, and Clemson again. But I'll be in Clemson.
I'm thinking about going to Death Valley next year. Still haven't decided.
Yeah, do that. Death Valley's fucking awesome.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You're not far from there at all.
We got to look at the ticket prices, but we'll see.
But in Death Valley, you can sit in the upper deck and you can still see. It's great. It's fine. It's steep, but it gives you a good angle, and it's not like a wide bowl. It's very steep. So if you sit in the upper deck, you can still catch all the action. It's still fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we can see just fine. After getting oxygen halfway up.
Right,
Yeah.
I must say this though, for as much as Mrs. Peete tried to hype up the SO, I was a little disappointed in the food.
Yeah, I don't know why. I nobody ever claimed that they had good food. It's just a nostalgic place. It's crappy bar food. It's all
Look,
Yeah, well, she neglected to mention that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, Pete, you've been to Max, of course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Max, the food is not. It's fine, it's good, but that's not the point of it, right? Like, I think that's true for a lot of the sort of bars and little restaurants around Clemson. There's good restaurants in Clemson, I guess. I haven't been there in a long time. There were, but it's not really about that. It's kind of just like the nostalgic vibe of it and the sort of small town stuff. It isn't like going to fucking, I don't know, Chapel Hill or Columbus or something.
Yeah, where we have historic places that actually have good food.
No, but I'm saying where you have like modern, like good fine dining, good food, interesting shit. At Clemson, you want to go to like Just More Barbecue out in Pendleton and sit at a fucking long picnic table with a red and white checkerboard tablecloth and have some lady with a hairnet scoop you a big plate of really good barbecue, shit like that.
Yeah, the SO Club is a drinking bar that serves food.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's the point. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
Like Clemson doesn't have like some fine dining shit or whatever. It's not the point.
Well, fine, but it was sold to me as a place to get dinner, not a bar.
Yeah, it should have been sold to you as a place to get drunk.
Well, that's fine, and I don't have a problem with that. But like I said, it was sold as a place where we're going to go for dinner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I definitely wasn't trying to sell that bill of goods, but if you say Mrs. Peete was, I believe you. But you did enjoy. You got what was the bird dog, which is like a chicken hot dog, right? A fried chicken hot dog.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You said you liked it.
Oh yeah, it was good. Like I said, it wasn't what I was expecting. I wasn't saying it was bad. It just wasn't. Didn't live up to the buildup that Mrs. Peete gave.
Yeah. Well, the whole point was, since you guys are Miami people and you'd never been on campus before, we wanted to take you to the SO, and it just happened to be dinner time, so we ate. But
yeah. I mean, outside of that, like you said, if it's a place where you're going for a drink and hang out, fucking awesome.
Yeah. And it really wasn't that busy like it normally is. I was trying to explain to them how crazy that place usually is compared to what it was that night. And it's just because of the weather. It was so cold that people, they left the stadium and went home instead of going to the SO.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a couple hundred people there, but nothing like normal on game day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at Clemson, you want to get your food at the tailgate. That's kind of where you eat, and then you get your beers at the Tiger Town Tavern or at the SO or whatever it may be.
Well, we were up until 4:30 in the morning on Friday night before the game. So we didn't even leave the B&B until like after 12 o'clock, right? To go to the game.
Yeah, it was around there.
Airbnb?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Y'all were just drinking at the Airbnb. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
Oh yeah. We had a house on Lake Hartwell. There was 11 of us in that house. We partied both nights. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, Jordan Bowman put in an appearance. And I was on Bobby's Live a little while ago. He turned up to be there and didn't get a hold of anybody.
Yeah.
Jordan showed up?
Yeah, he came to the B&B.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And he could play center for the Knicks, this guy. He's like 8 feet tall, dude.
Oh, shit, bro.
He walked in the door. I was like, holy shit. Made me look like a midget.
He's a real life slender man, too.
Like, you knew he was slender because, I mean, everybody's seen him from, like, his shoulders up. So you could tell he had a slender build. But, I mean, I didn't realize that, you know, he could stand shoulder to shoulder with Andre the Giant.
Yeah. That's how I was like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we didn't really get to tailgate Volusia. We got on campus around whatever, a little after 1 o'clock, and the game was at 3:30. So we went up and down Main Street, hit up a couple of different bars, got some drinks, and then just headed to the stadium. We didn't even really have time to eat before the game.
It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's cold anyway, right?
We got some stadium food.
I was prepared for the cold. So while everyone else was up there chattering teeth and bitching and moaning about how cold it was, I was sitting over there going, I told you people that as soon as the sun went down, it was going to get cold. But I wasn't cold really because I was prepared.
Well, the sun was never really out. I mean, it ended up being like overcast all day.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. At night, when the sun really goes away.
The best though, the best is when during those 3:30 games, if if it's not an overcast day, when the sun will set in the second half and the sky gets nice and orange and purple, and it kind of blends in with the crowd and the colors and everything. It's really sick. It's cool.
Yeah. Well. What is it? SO is a bar and a gas station. It's like the Flying J of Anderson County. Yeah, Flying J.
Flying J.
Yeah, it's absolutely nothing like the Flying J. But
now Deshaun's coming back next week, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Speaking of Flying J, because the Browns owner owns Flying J.
He does? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Traveling Fools, talk about prepare. So I was prepared, so was Traveling Fools had an electric sweater, or electric, vest.
That sounds dangerous, man.
Dude, it heats up. It's like an electric blanket, but it's a shirt.
And what if you spill your beer on it, dude?
Yeah, I don't think you could get shocked or anything.
I don't know.
I don't want to test that theory.
Yeah,
but he was getting hot, like too hot in that thing. Like he turned the heat up and then he started sweating. He'd have to turn it down,
All right.
Yeah, electric sweater.
Actually, I'd have been all right if I could have found my toboggan. That's what was killing me as my ears got cold.
Yeah.
But I still haven't been able to find my toboggan at the house.
Ooh, goal. There's the goal. All right. Fucking Brazil.
So, Slim, when you going to tell us about your bowl game?
Well, Miami's not playing in one. Duh.
Yeah, their season is literally over.
Yeah.
You're about 15 minutes behind in that conversation, sir.
Tell you what, though, the Miami fans, for the most part, are happy the season's over. They're ready to start looking at next year, and I don't blame them.
They're already going to the playoff next year.
I think they needed a bowl game because they obviously need the practice. And I mean, if you want to get that technical about it, true Seminole, fine. We're doing our Florida State impression this year. That's all.
I think y'all did y'all's own little spin on it.
But no,
if you're doing your Florida State impression, that means you're missing a bowl again next year.
And for the record, Miami fans are being typical Miami fans. I mean, they're already talking about blowing this shit up from the ground up again. Fucking idiots.
Yeah,
blowing this shit up from the ground up.
Just go to one Coach Coop video. It's just insane.
Dude, I can't with these people anymore. I can't.
And Coach Coop's not so bad, is he?
No, not Coach. I'm talking about the people in the comment section.
Dude, even Coach Coop is talking about we need to go with the true freshman quarterback. We need to fire the OC. He's just as fucking retarded.
So Gaddis, so I got a buddy of mine out here. The guy, actually, that huge sports bar I was talking about is owned by a guy who went to Wake Forest and played baseball there. And he's buddies with Josh Gaddis. And I was sort of talking shit about Gaddis, who's the Miami OC, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm Eskimo brothers with that guy." I'm like, I don't think that's going to help Miami out a lot.
Well, I don't know if you. I know they're in transition here and everything because they have a new coaching staff. But even if you have a new coaching staff, if you only win, would you win 4 games?
5.
If you only win 5 games, you got to make some kind of change. I'm not saying clean house or anything, but something's got to change.
Right.
Oh.
Well, not if you look at not if you look at what happened during the year. All 5 starting offensive linemen are out. We were down to our 3rd string quarterback. I mean, how is any of that the offensive coordinator's fault?
Or Florida State. We have had like 0 coaching change since the hires. We only have one guy leave, and it was Kenny Dillingham, who's now the head coach of Arizona State.
True.
But
and literally what Florida State has done, with Norvell, I mean, they kind of had that, I don't know what you call that 1 year and a half experiment is with Willie, but I mean, what they've done with Norvell as far as keeping consistency is exactly what I've been on here for 5-6 years saying Miami needs to do.
Yep.
Well, sometimes consistency isn't always a good thing. Because our defense has been largely consistently the same staff, and we get worse every year.
You have a first-year DC.
Okay, but you don't think that they should have been? You should start firing people year 1 just because it was bad.
That's true. Firing people after 1 season is something that doesn't work out most times.
Who will South Carolina get for OC Satterfield's headed to Nebraska? Well, I'll tell you one thing.
South Carolina fans think that Phil Longo's leaving Carolina.
I'll tell you one thing. If they go out there and get a competent offensive coordinator and Clemson's sitting there with Brandon Streeter, I'm going to fucking lose it. Oh.
Okay, I know we're a bunch of ACC guys in here, but do things work differently in the SEC? And I just don't know it because the Bet was in here talking earlier how the SEC commissioner has to approve whoever Auburn hires, and if he doesn't approve,
there's no way that's true.
I'm like, because it's that age-old argument that Hugh Freeze is blackballed from the SEC, but I'm sitting here like, what are they going to do about it if Auburn hires
that would be considered nefarious if some outside party can decide who gets hired. That's not true.
It's ridiculous. No, he may have had a sort of one of those show cause bans where he could for violations where he couldn't have gone. But I'm sure that's past the statute of limitations already on that.
Well, even if that's the case, what are they going to do? Kick Auburn out of the SEC for hiring him?
No.
Fine them, I guess. But again, I don't think that's a thing. I think that's bullshit.
I mean, the SEC is bullshit as a whole.
Well, it is.
It's a shit conference.
Amen. Fuck that conference.
I mean, the only conference you can definitively say is worse is the Pac-12. Just go look at Bo Nix. I mean, he was mid at Auburn, but maybe that's just an Auburn thing, and he looked pretty good at Oregon.
Or maybe Auburn just sucks and is a terrible place to play quarterback.
That, like I said, it may be an Auburn thing.
It could be. Anyways, just to get it off my chest, just because we said we'd talk about it, I'll just talk about it for a second, and then we can get back to football. It's just, basically, I'm sure you've seen all this like weird protesting shit that's going on out here.
I'm hearing some wind come from somewhere.
Luke, you okay over there, bud?
It's Luke walking between buildings again, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now people are fed up with the COVID shit, and then there was a fire in another city in a different part of the country earlier this week where several people died, and they were saying that it was because, and a big part of that was because of the COVID restrictions. That city's been locked down for a few months, and that the firefighters couldn't get there in time because of COVID restrictions, and then some people died.
It is wild. The rest of the world's moved on. The rest of the world's moved on.
Yeah, no, I know that.
It's crazy.
Shanghai, there's a street downtown named after that city, right? The city where this tragedy happened, and so a lot of protesters gathered on that street a couple of nights. It was last night, and we're having a big protest, and a lot of people got arrested. If you look on CNN, there's an article saying that a BBC, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, a journalist from the BBC got arrested for filming the protests, and he's actually a good friend of mine. And yeah, he got arrested and dragged away, and they called the consulate, and they ended up letting him go later on. But yeah, things are getting really fucking weird right now. So I'm gonna be at home the next few days, man. I'm just gonna sum it up like this, and I've been here almost 14 fucking years. This is the weirdest shit that I've ever seen out here. Like, it did not used to be like this, man. Shit is getting fucking weird out here right now. Yeah, it did. I promise you, it didn't used to be like this, man. Awesome place. I believe you. The train is leaving the tracks right now. It's getting weird as fuck.
Yeah.
You mean the commies are going commie on us?
Dude, I mean, it wasn't like that. It really wasn't for a long fucking time, dude. But they're stopping, you know, for a long time, particularly during the 80s and 90s and then 2000s, it was more of a keep your head down and focus on making money approach. And China was sort of like the world's factory, and China was making a lot of money. And it's the reason why China's got a lot of money now. China's not a poor country. China's got a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, now during this particular guy's rule, you know, things are really sort of getting weird, man. Things are getting weird. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I got to say about it.
You might want to think about getting out of there before it gets worse, bro. You get stuck there.
Yeah, you know,
can't leave.
The thing is, it gets hard for me because, you know, I'm getting married. I've got my job here. I've been here so fucking long. I've got to stay optimistic about it to a certain extent. And sometimes it ebbs and flows. It's not always terrible. You know, it'll go up and down. We were locked down, but then we got out and everything was normal. Like I say, fucking for the USA-England match, I was in a sports bar with 800 people at 3 o'clock in the morning cheering on the team. I had my fucking American flag, I'm not a big patriotic guy, but I got my American flag out. I tied it around my fucking neck. I had it like draped like a Superman cape on the subway. People are looking at me. They don't give a fuck. No one cares. You can do that. And so I got my American flag and my U.S. jersey on, and I'm fucking screaming and chanting and shit. It was great.
Yeah, but now you're locked in your apartment again for the 3rd time in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
It was funny, though, where I had my U.S. flag tied around my fucking neck, and I'm sitting on the subway wearing it like a Superman cape, and like the looks I was getting. You know, most people weren't paying. It's like being on the subway in New York. Most people don't give a fuck. They're on their phones. They're not paying attention. But I got some funny looks from them.
Yeah. You're welcome to type politics in the chat, Rack Dog. Well, this isn't even politics. We're just talking about the, you know, the restrictions over there. I don't think that's necessarily political, but
it's getting weird. But yeah, if you look on CNN, you see the story about the BBC journalist getting arrested. That's a pretty good friend of mine. It's a weird situation. But he's out now. He's out. It's weird. Yeah.
So you're at home for how long?
I don't know, man, because like I'm supposed to be going to central quarantine, but they haven't come to my door yet, and I'm sort of kind of hiding from them.
Central quarantine?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Yeah. That's what they do. They don't let you quarantine your house. They take you to a fucking warehouse. It's fucking insane.
God.
What the hell, dude? Come back home, Volusia. You can live with me for a little bit till you get on your feet, bro. Come back home.
Yeah. Wow. A warehouse.
Pay rent,
no, dude,
my
I'm not
guy.
even. Dude, listen. Here's the thing: is I'm not COVID positive. I'm negative. I took a PCR test last night. I'm negative, but because I was in the same building as a guy who was positive, there were 800 people in there last night. One guy turned positive, and so all 800 people are getting like fucking rounded up.
Here's the issue: COVID's going to be around for a long time.
No shit.
You know, the rest of the world's moved on. So is this going to be a constant thing now over there?
You know what? We are really hopeful that isn't the case. But you know what? Here's the thing: there's a lot of things at play. One of them is that they've walked everyone up the hill here. I'm talking about locals, not the foreigners, not the expats. You know, they don't fucking care about us. What I'm saying is like they have scared everyone about COVID, saying it's the plague, it's the end of the world, and that we all have to be super vigilant. And they've used that as sort of a baton to browbeat the people with. You know, you have to give up this right and that right and everything like that. And
it sounds like California.
Scared everyone so hard, so that the thing is that if all of a sudden they just snap and say, "Oh no, now COVID's fine," then everyone's gonna be like, "Well, what the fuck? I thought it was so scary, right?" And so they've walked everyone up this hill of being deathly afraid of COVID. Now they have to walk everyone back down that hill, and that's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's not a whole lot of critical thinking going on over there any more than it is here.
Well, yeah, that's certainly the case, but critical thinking is not encouraged in the education system here, as you might imagine.
Well, yeah, I could imagine that. And let's be honest, it's not exactly encouraged here either.
True, but it's two sides of two different sides of the same coin, right?
It's people in the chat.
Anyways, that's all.
Yeah,
I
don't know. Well, I don't know what else to say
if I
except
get dragged off to a fucking warehouse. I'll let you know. I'll be chiming in from there.
Yeah, I understand you've been there for a long time and you have a life and all of that. I get all of that. That's understandable. But I'm telling you, the first time they dragged me to a fucking warehouse, I'm Audi 5000, Jack.
And a lot
as soon as I get out of that,
I know people that have been here 20, 25, and 30 years who have businesses, who are millionaires, entrepreneurs, and shit. They got the hell out, and there are some people who are sort of. I'm trying to remain optimistic. It's easier said than done. You know what I mean? You got to move all your shit. You got to get all your job in order. And
you're leaving friends, dude. It's wild.
All my friends, every single friend I have, dude.
There's jobs here left and right. Fuck that. I'd be gone.
Yeah.
Well, I know you'll miss your friends, but you'll have new friends. I'll be your friend here.
I'll be your friend,
We'll be your friend.
Come back over here, fly into Memphis International. I'll give you a big old hug, buddy.
Oh, Slim will be your friend.
3 a.m. in the morning drinking, dude. That's no problem with me.
Yeah.
All right. But we'll see what happens. You know, obviously, like I said, I'm getting married, and I got that whole thing and family.
Yeah, that's understandable. Absolutely.
Her getting a visa and her job, and then what they want, what her parents have to. It's a lot of different shit to consider, man. It's not like one of those things where I can just say, oh yeah, fuck it, I'm out. When I was 25, sure, yeah, but I'm not anymore, so it's different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like there's any shortage of people trying to get the hell out of that country that are from there.
Well, yeah, but that's another fucking man. I could yammer on about this for literally 24 hours straight, but I'll spare you. But again, look, I mean, sometimes it's still cool. I was out a couple days ago having some drinks with some old friends, and we were hanging out and we were watching the soccer, excuse me, and fucking, I mean.
Yeah, I mean that sounds great. Except now you're about to be locked down in the warehouse.
Be in a warehouse, dude.
It's been a roller coaster. 2022 has been a fucking roller coaster. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, all right.
But hopefully I can duck them. They don't. They know where I live, but I just moved in the last week, and so they're hitting up the homeowners association in my old apartment complex, and they're like, oh, where is he at? And they're like, oh, he doesn't live here anymore. Oh, where is he? And I'm just like, I don't know.
I can see.
I'm not gonna fucking tell them.
They knock on my door to take me to the warehouse. They drag me out kicking and screaming, and I'm yelling as they drag me down the street. I need to see the ACC championship game. I can't go to the warehouse. Do you have cable?
So they have Wi-Fi. I think they have Wi-Fi. Anyway, I have my phone has data. I can use that.
Have you been to this warehouse?
No, I have not been to one of the warehouses yet. I was in the steel workers dorm when I was in Inner Mongolia when I was talking to you last month. But I've seen pictures. I mean, I know a lot of people who've been. It's not great.
And I'm about to say he's not being hyperbolic or anything, because there are videos out there of people's doors literally being kicked in and they're dragged off kicking and screaming.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want about America, you ain't got a whole lot of that going on.
No.
Not without probable cause.
Again, and I can say positive things about China too. You don't have mass shootings in China and shit like that. But at the same time, what's happening right now over here is fucking insane. It's insane.
That's simple though. That boils down to a country with that much freedom. They're absolutely going to have people that use it in ways that other people don't like.
I agree. You know what? As many things that we disagree on, I do agree with you 100% on that.
I mean, it's true. There are consequences to living in a free society. There is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are correct, sir.
Colby's moving to Charleston here soon. When are you moving here, Colby? So, his work's sending him here for at least a year, I think he said. And, so if Alicia moves to Charleston, Colby moves to Charleston, it'll be fun, man. We'll have a lot of fun.
Dude, Charleston's one of my favorite cities, and I've said for a long time that if when I do move back to the States, I don't want to move back to Florida. Charleston would be right near. Right.
What the hell's wrong with Florida? Never mind.
No.
Did you not hear our Florida man story? That's plenty enough reason not to move back to Florida.
Here's my thing, man. Is I have to live in a city. I mean, I live in a city of 26 million people for all these. I can't live in a fucking country. I came from a small town, but I can't.
See, that's where we're opposite, dude. I couldn't do a city. I couldn't do a city if you paid me.
Yeah.
Come down to Miami, Volusia. I got you, bro.
See, I think I could live in a city but not permanently. I could do it for a year or two maybe, but then I'd be ready to get out.
Dude, I'd do it for a week, and give me a field. Fuck all that.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. I have to live in a city. I can't fucking.
So you're the opposite of us, then. Yeah, I like to see things like trees and grass and water.
Yeah, that's what vacation is for.
Vacation. Hey, what are you going to do for vacation? Let's go see some trees and some grass. Yeah. Okay. That sounds fun.
Well, I mean, that's like I had 4 days off. Well, we'll call it 3.5 because I got back Thursday morning. But, I mean, I literally spent 3 days in the woods up a tree.
Yeah, no, man.
Is anyone else picking up like a high squeal
That's
noise?
Slim. It's his truck is squealing.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I'm parked at the moment. I'm offload. That's probably crap in the background.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I do want to say this
I'll put my window
before I leave. I do want to say this. Thank you, ACC show, for speaking the 9-3 into existence.
Yes.
Everyone
I'm glad you brought that up.
But it happened.
I need to go back and find that episode and maybe cut some.
It was taken down. Remember?
Oh shit! Was that the one that was taken down?
Yeah, it was taken down.
Because
there were multiple that got taken down.
Yeah, well, was that the one that got taken down because of who was it? Oasis or some shit?
Whatever his name is.
I don't think that was the Oasis one.
Not the Oasis one. It's they do with the
Slim Shady Tonto one got
the
taken
stupid
down
songs. You know, he would make the
Weird Al Yankovic. Yeah.
Weird Al. Yeah, Weird Al.
Weird Al. Yeah.
Yeah, I was showing.
Oasis took down Slim Shady Tonto.
I was showing these youngins the "I'm Fat" video by Weird Al Yankovic because it's
really.
You never seen the I'm Fat video?
Well, the people the people on that stream, some of them hadn't seen it. I can't remember who it was.
There's Amish Paradise. I'm Fat.
Yeah, but anyway, so I showed the "I'm Fat" video, which is one of the best videos ever created, and I guess that's what got it shut down.
No, he consulted Michael Jackson about that video before he made it, and Michael thought it was fucking hilarious.
So I learned.
And so Michael Jackson had the album called Bad, right? And so Weird Al Yankovic's album is called Even Worse.
I have a growing list of artists that get my streams taken down: Metallica, Oasis, Weird Al Yankovic. I feel like I'm missing one. Anyway.
Well, Metallica, you should have known. I mean, they were the originals.
Well, I haven't. Yeah, I know that. And Garth Brooks is another one, but you can't even find his shit on YouTube. You have to do it off of your whatever service you use. But anyway. 99.9% of them are fine. It's just those few people that are assholes about it.
The curmudgeons.
No. So what happened was we were happy about it because if we were wrong about the Florida State prediction, we would just say, "Oh, none of that happened." But now that we're right, it's hard to say that it happened.
Well,
just ignore our predictions on teams like Duke and Syracuse.
Right.
Damn, I wish that.
I was kind of being serious though when I said Norvell's building it the way it needs to be, but he's going to have to step up his recruiting game to bring Florida State back to any semblance of what they were. Yeah,
we're on our way to that, though. I really do think so. We're on our way.
I think
they're a really good team right now, man. They're a bit of a wagon right now. I'm actually Florida State's kind of a wagon right now, dude. And I'm actually kind of happy that we're not playing them in this title game. To be frank,
I mean, you were going to lose either way. So
we'll see about that.
I was the only one, I believe, on the ACC show that night that picked Florida State to beat LSU, and everyone laughed at me.
Yes, you are. Yes,
they all laughed at me.
By the way, the ACC show got both.
I mean, I wasn't there for that one, but I would have been with you because I thought LSU was going to be worse this year than they are. I mean, I might have picked LSU just to mess with True Seminole, but I thought LSU was going to be worse than what they are.
Yeah,
I think we had Carolina at 9-3
to beat LSU.
Which that also depends on your perspective, really, because Miami's had several 9-win seasons over the last 15 years, and I still hear every year they've been garbage. So I guess 9 wins is still garbage.
It's a different momentum for Florida State.
Well, true. I'll tell you this. I got a mate out here. His name is Sam, and he's from Tallahassee, right? And he played basketball for Coastal. I guess because FSU didn't give him a scholarship, but he was a really good player, and he ended up transferring to Illinois and playing for them for a while. But now he coaches out. He played pro out here and coaches now. And cool dude, but he's a big FSU fan. And I will say that he's the torchbearer for FSU fans out here. And he's giving me a lot of bullshit, a lot of fucking noise from him right now. He's more confident than you about the Seminoles. So I just
Salute
want
that
to
soldier.
out here. We got to fucking.
Speaking of Florida State basketball, by the way, they are terrible. You can't make it up.
I don't even want.
Florida State
Listen,
football
we had to
step
make a
back
sacrifice.
basketball.
We had to make a sacrifice in order for.
You know, I think Polk actually posted something, a meme basically said the same thing. We had to sacrifice the basketball team just to bring football back a little bit.
Yeah, the
Well, you know
moment
what?
football team
It's like how
basketball team
Auburn
got good. Now it's reversed.
It's like how Auburn sacrificed football for their basketball team, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And now Carolina's in some weird middle ground where we're just mediocre at both.
Where both of y'all suck.
We're back
Better at
to
Clemson
the way
than both.
things should be.
We're better than
Clemson
Clemson
a
at
good
both.
football team and a bad basketball team. Balance.
Well, it's like fucking Clemson in the 90s, man. In the 90s, Clemson was terrible at football, but we had Rick Barnes and we were really good at basketball, right?
Yeah,
Really good.
We were pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I mean, Luke, you use North Carolina as a standard. That's not fair. Yeah. They were really good. They weren't North Carolina, but they were really
If
good.
you're going to use that as the
Football,
standard,
not punching.
if you're going to use North Carolina as a standard, the only good teams over the past decade have been North Carolina, Duke, and Kansas.
And Kentucky, maybe.
And
Kentucky hasn't really been that good by that standard. But that's
Has
all
North
good.
Carolina been that good?
I mean, what time period are we using? 3 Final Fours in 5 years is pretty good to me.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess Gonzaga's also
basketball,
pretty
schmasketball, okay?
The
good.
United
It's weird how that works though, because Florida State, when they were horrible at football, was goddamn really good at basketball, and now
Yeah,
they're
we almost
solid
made
at
it.
They won the
football, and
ACC.
basketball's going to the toilet.
Yeah, we won the ACC, almost made it to
Yeah,
the.
y'all were really good. Florida State.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, the best year of Florida State basketball was the year the NCAA tournament got canceled.
I know.
Dude, you know what the worst thing about that, man, is that my dad is a Dayton Flyer, University of Dayton.
Oh,
And
that's
they were going to be a one. They were going to be a 1 seed, and they were going to.
I'm
be a
thankful that
national
tournament
title
got
contender.
canceled. Carolina's going to miss the tournament for
Yeah,
the
y'all were
first time in a
horrible.
decade.
Y'all were horrible. But
All right.
Dayton was a national championship contender, and that was their 1 year where they had they fit it in perfect. Dayton
All right,
was
I have
a
a-
1 seed. They were
I think I'm going to implement a rule that says no basketball talk for another 4 weeks.
I do want to say something, dude. For the longest, for like a few days, I've been on this, off with Trevor Lawrence. He did pretty damn good against the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
But guess what? Trevor Lawrence is
Finally.
good.
Game-winning drive
You
yesterday.
should know better than anybody. Trevor Lawrence dropped 60 on y'all's head. You know that Trevor.
Well, I
Lawrence is
know
good.
that, but I'm just saying, like, it just
Drake
hasn't.
make clears.
Before I go, somebody, where is this here? LW says the United States will be willing to trade Slim Shady for Volusia Orange. I want to see the smoke breaks from the flu warehouse. Well, I don't know what that means, but he does give me an idea. We actually talked about doing this a couple of years ago. I think it was on the Lunch Money show, where we did a draft where we drafted, subscribers and viewers to make a team. So that actually sounds fun. I don't think we ever ended up doing that. But yeah,
What,
drafting.
Do I get any props for my fucking rap song, even though it was actually a harbinger of death for us because I talked shit about Notre Dame and South Carolina?
Yeah, well, yeah, you jinxed us.
I kind of fucked that, didn't I?
Yeah, make another diss track this week. So.
Yeah, a whole lot of taters in this motherfucker. You caught a whole lot of L's in that motherfucker too, didn't we?
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
bounce back, Volusia. Make a rap video against North
Yeah,
Carolina.
make another rap
That's
about
right.
Carolina.
You know what? Fuck, I might just do that. Well,
Yeah,
don't do
bounce
it about
back.
North
Yeah.
Carolina.
No, I won't play until after the game's over.
Guaranteed W right there.
Yeah. All right.
Well, and I don't think China would accept that trade either because, let's be honest, my reputation will precede me. They'll be waiting at the airport on my ass.
Yeah, Slim is definitely not allowed in China.
Send him straight to the warehouse.
It's not allowed on a plane.
I know.
Get to China.
Yeah, so how am I go? I can't get there anyway.
No, not a whole lot of other ways unless you want to fucking sneak your way on a barge or some shit.
All right, guys, it's
Nope,
been
I'm good.
fun. I'm gonna head out.
All right, buddy. See you later, man.
See you guys later.
Yeah, that's actually my cue too. I gotta go. So, all right. Thank you,
I
gentlemen.
want to say this one last
Yeah.
thing. One last thing I want to say is watch the fucking USA-Iran game.
What time is it on?
Beat them going through.
2 p.m. on Tuesday.
Watch the soccer.
It's at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, some of us actually have jobs to do, and I'll be at work at 2 p.m.
Well-
on Friday.
It's on a Tuesday.
Well, okay. Well, I'll definitely be there on a Tuesday.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Well, if,
Yes,
you,
tomorrow.
if you're in the truck, put it on the radio or some shit.
No promises.
No, I
Slim
recommend
ain't got
you
no
got a
interest
pretty
in
good
it.
team.
Slim ain't got no interest in it. tell you.
I don't. It was hard for me to get interested in my own kids playing soccer.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit different, but okay.
So Slim, do you only watch football? Or you only watch college football?
I mean, I still watch NFL, but I've given up on NBA drove me off with the rule changes, and MLB drove me off too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your fucking Steelers are terrible, so.
I still watch boxing and
Listen, you don't have to talk about the Steelers. We drafted a terrible quarterback.
I have sort of like the same sports likes as Slim does. I like the college football, NFL. I like, MMA. I'm not like a super fan of MMA, but I like to watch it.
I used to be. I used to be way more into it than I am. But I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of the guys that I liked watching have all gotten old and retired, and I haven't really connected with this newer generation of MMA fighters like I did the older.
I only watch the big MMA fights and the big boxing fights.
That's how kind of I am too. Yeah.
I will say this:
I'll watch an
NBA
Izzy
is
fight
actually,
or a Usman fight.
People have fallen asleep on the NBA, but the NBA's got a lot of really good young players.
The NBA is becoming more watchable than college basketball.
The NBA is actually really good right
charges
now, man.
And I really wouldn't argue that point, but at the same time, I mean, it never fails. You have somebody try and start the LeBron debate, and it's like, bruh, LeBron is mid as fuck 20 years ago. Or 30 years ago.
I
don't know about that.
but we can have that debate.
Yeah.
But that's not the issue. What
That's
I'm saying
different.
is right now,
That's
you got
an
guys like
off-season
That is
Jokic and Doncic and guys like that who are like Doncic is amazing, man. Like he's a fucking awesome player to watch.
All right. Well, I know Pete's trying to go, so I'll wrap it up with this.
Yeah.
I really triggered a bunch of them last night. I told them Steph Curry's just a wannabe Larry Bird, and he'll never match up.
That's ridiculous.
Ooh, don't let TV hear you say that.
I've said it to him before.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, Larry Bird was so much better.
He was.
Yeah, but watch Doncic. Doncic is like if Larry Bird had handles. Doncic is amazing, man.
Isn't Doncic the one? And I don't keep up with it that much. Isn't he the one that I saw them talking about him? He said like his first 4 years in the NBA, his numbers are better than LeBron's first 4.
Yeah, he's fucking incredible. He's a Slovenian because he played pro since he was like 14 in Spain.
Yeah, he won the EuroLeague MVP at 17 years old.
Yeah, dude. And then he got drafted in the NBA, and they were like, "Oh, this," because he's kind of pudgy. He's like 6'8", but he's kind of pudgy, and he plays really slow. He's not quick. And they're just kind of like, "Oh, he can't make it in the NBA against the American players." And then like 2 weeks in, they were just like, "Oh fuck," like, "Oh, never mind, shit." You know what I mean?
So he's like a modern day Charles Barkley.
No,
He's like a
point guard.
6'5" point guard.
No, dude, he's 6'8" and
He's not 6'8".
6'5". Yes, he is, dude. He's 6'7" minimum. The dude is 6'8". He's big. He's big, and he's a really smart player because he honed his game as a teenager playing against professionals in Europe. And like those aren't not. For example, Eurobasket is better than college basketball, right? Like not as much athleticism and talent, but a lot more skill, right? Because these are grown adults. And he honed his game playing against those guys and whipping their ass. And he came to the NBA, and he's got the NBA defenders on a yo-yo, dude. He's he's putting up 40-point triple doubles in the playoffs with regularity. He's killing people. It's crazy.
Okay.
I'll say this: I saw a video on North Korean rules. They might have something there. I'm kind of feeling that.
Well, Kim Jong-un scored 18 on 18 holes. Got a hole in one on every hole.
I heard that.
And he invented everything.
Did he do it wearing his aviators and his Maverick
I
jacket?
don't know.
He did.
I don't know.
That video is still hilarious with the missile. He's dressed like he's in Top Gun.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Wow.
All right, guys. I have to go for real. So.
All right, guys. Good
All right.
chat.
Yeah. See you later, Slim. Appreciate you, brother. Volusia, stay safe over there in the warehouse, my friend.
Yep. Hopefully I don't have to go.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't drag. So if they don't drag you to the warehouse, I can expect to see you hopefully for the Wednesday show, maybe.
Yes.
All right. See you later, buddy.
All right. Yep.
Well, there you guys have it. I for some reason I'm like worn out. I guess the first half of the show I expended a lot of energy. At least I got it out of my system. So there is that. Thanks, everybody, for showing up and hanging out with me today. Thanks for everybody that sent in super chats. You guys are amazing and fantastic. Thanks for all the people that came on the panel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. And, of course, subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And I don't know why you wouldn't be if you're here. But I will be back tonight at 10 p.m. for the Lunch Money Show with me and Uncle Lou. That is on Uncle Lou's channel. That's what it's called, Uncle Lou. We'll go check that out. We'll talk about, I'm sure we'll talk about last week, and we'll talk about some lines on these championship games. All right, guys, I'll see you tonight. Have a great day.